You, so freaking incredible and handsome. Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 175. And as you can tell, I'm a little excited. I'm a little pumped up. And the reason is because I've got so many juicy, wonderful business questions that I can't wait to dive into, including one about the future of the Alpha M YouTube channel. So what's going on? Well, lots going on. We're changing some stuff at Tiege Hanley. We're analyzing the data like never before. We hired a new guy. His name is Toby. Toby's a numbers guy. Not only is Toby a numbers guy, he's like crunching numbers and giving us reports and analyzing like all sorts of crazy stuff that we didn't even know that we needed analyzed. But it's been a whirlwind the past few weeks. We've been switching over to a different like reporting software. It's been a little bit crazy. Kelly, like to give Kelly a shout out. He's in Maui as we speak because Maui ties into one of the other business questions, and vacationing, one of the other business questions that we got at. Like, I think we should just cut to the chase and get into these business questions because I'm going to keep dancing around and talking about them because I'm so excited to get into them. Anyway, a few questions that we got on the docket today. We're talking about the future of the Alpha M YouTube channel. We're talking about vacationing, and as an entrepreneur, can you even do it? Or is there a risk of being no fun whatsoever? And something else, we're going to talk about that $60,000 that we wasted on that amazing commercial that never saw the light of day. It was an incredible learning experience. Today, gentlemen, let's dive in. Got a haircut today, little short on top. It's all right. I'm feeling it, gentlemen. I'm feeling excited. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I guess I'm having a good day. All right, business question from our friend Rana Shahmeer. What's up, Rana? Sorry for butchering your name, brother. Great to have you. So I see you hustling all the time, like most successful entrepreneurs. You don't travel much, and I just don't see you and others spending much time having fun. This is something that scares me when I think about becoming an entrepreneur because I don't want to be invested in business so much that I'm no more a fun guy. What are your thoughts on work-life balance? What a great question. And one that I am going to tackle, and I am probably the worst person in the world to ask or answer this question. The reason is because I personally do not travel much. I don't like traveling. And so asking me about, traveling and working and life-work balance, and I also don't have children, and there are a lot of factors that go into me not traveling. The other reason why I personally don't travel much or go and do crazy things is because I work a lot and I've got a lot of obligations, a lot of things that I need to do, and one of the main things is I've got to create 6 videos a week. And so for me to get away and go away, it's really challenging. I need to kill myself in order to get ahead. Now, in terms of video production, I get ahead. I'm like 2 weeks ahead of schedule. But in order for me to get like 3 weeks and then take a week off, it would be very challenging. But could it be done? Yes. I like personally taking long weekends. I don't like going and just like hanging out and going and doing things. Now, that being said, I've never really done it. Something else you need to know about me and why I'm such a weirdo when it comes to vacationing is that vacationing to me, I think sort of has like a negative, like in my head, I think, okay, so when you're young, things happen to you that form you as an adult. And so something that happened to me when I was younger, and I'm going into something, sorry for this actually applies. So when I was younger, we didn't have any money. So as a family, we never went on vacations. I've never been to Disney World. We've never taken like trips to Florida, nothing, ever. The only vacations I really had were going down the New Jersey shore to see and visit my cousins. And typically it would be like a few days, like during the summer, like I'd go down for like 3 days or 4 days or whatever. And that's what I knew as a vacation. And then that was cool. Well, one year, I don't remember how old I was. I went down to the shore and I was all excited and I had a little vacation. But when I came back, I didn't go home. I went to my grandparents' house, and that's where we lived, because my mom was leaving one of my stepfathers and didn't want to tell me and upset me. Even though he was an abusive jerk, I still, you know, it was still home. I was still going to have to leave my friends and stuff like that. And so I felt deceived. And so in my head, that's something that I know, and I know that it's stupid, right? I know that I probably should go to therapy and work on this, but that, I like being home. You know, as I'm a homebody, I like being in my house, I like being in Marietta, I like being with my wife and my cats, and just, I like being home. This doesn't mean that I don't like going on little trips, but for me, there's a lot of weirdness surrounding it. I am a weirdo when it comes to traveling. I don't love it, I don't like it. I hate traveling, to be completely honest, but I know that it's something that I need to do more of. I know that I should want to experience things more than I do, and I am no fun when it comes to that, if that is your idea of fun. But that being said, I have tons of fun. I love what I do. I love living where I live. I love my house. I love my wife. I love my cats. I love riding a bike on the weekends. I love just this life that I've built for myself. And that's the interesting thing, is that I've created the life of my dreams, in terms of, I've got a great office. I go to Starbucks. Like, I love what I do. And so for me, you know, I don't feel like I'm deprived or missing anything, but when I talk to other people, they always let me know what I'm missing, and that I'm, you know, I should travel and I should do it, and all that good stuff. And Antonio Centeno, my good friend, he travels like crazy. He'll take like 3 months off and go to like Yugoslavia, and he'll like go on these like long like family trips and vacations, and it stresses me out, because I don't know how he can get his work done, and he has people that help him and all that good stuff. But you know, right now I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm loving it. Not enjoy would be an understatement. I love what I'm doing. But I know that I know that I'm not that fun, and I know that my work-life balance is not great. The other thing is that you got to do what you got to do. When you're an entrepreneur, sometimes you got to work, and you got to put some of these other fun things on the back burner. It doesn't mean that you're not having fun. You're loving what you're doing. But that being said, it's still work. I work all the time, but it doesn't necessarily feel like work, because I do love what I do. But some days it definitely feels like work. Anyway, you know, Kelley, he's in Maui right now for a week. He also has a family. He takes, I think, like 2 vacations a year. Rob takes 2 vacations a year. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that do travel, and one of the reasons why people get into business sometimes is because of that flexibility. Antonio, and here's the other thing. There are certain guys that I know, a lot of them actually, in the influencer space, they basically want to build a business around freedom and flexibility and being able to travel and taking time for themselves and making money when they're not at work and all that good stuff. That's just not my model. It's not my mindset. I've got bigger, like, and when I say I have really big goals and aspirations for myself. And so I also stay super focused, and I'm very, very disciplined. It's all over the place. I'm sorry, you just asked a simple question. Life-work balance, it's important. When you're an entrepreneur, though, you've got to do what you got to do in order to make your entrepreneurial journey a success, but at the same time, you can't neglect your friends, family, and loved ones. You've got to make time. Now, for me, I work really hard Monday through like Thursday, and then Friday is kind of like an easy day where I'll have meetings, but I don't work super hard. I don't film videos on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll like edit a little bit, but unless I'm filming a video, I feel like I'm off, because that's the hardest part of my job and what I have to do in order to keep everything running and rolling. And so, you know, I love my life, and so I feel super fortunate that I get to do this. And someday I might change my mind, and someday I might not want to work this hard, and I might want more freedom and flexibility and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy, and you know, 5-year plan, I hope to still be happy. You know, that's me. But you have to decide what's going to make you happy. The next question, speaking of videos, let's talk about the future of the Alpha M YouTube channel. My boy James has a question. He says, Aaron, if you were to describe in as much detail as possible with the time you have, what is the big goal of the Alpha M YouTube channel? How would you describe it? Also, what niche would you say your videos, Jose's videos, and Antonio's fit into it? These are kind of like two questions. In terms of what my big goal is with YouTube, my goal is pretty abstract, right? I just don't want to screw it up. I want to continue to make videos that I am proud of. I want to make videos that I love. So I recently did an interview with this gentleman, Paul McGregor. We'll link to it down below. It's a 30-minute interview where he's talking to me and interviewing me basically about YouTube, about, you know, what's going on, you know, some of the hardships I've faced and struggled with, and talked a little bit about why I do YouTube. And the reason I do YouTube today is the exact same reason I started doing YouTube, which is I love making videos. I love talking to a camera. I love putting things out there for an audience and getting feedback. I honestly don't see a time where I don't want to make videos in some capacity. Now, will I continue to make, you know, 4 videos or post 4 videos or 5 videos a week? I can't say. I've never really thought that far ahead when it comes to YouTube. I just kind of am going with it, and I'm loving the process. Now, some things are challenging, right? Because YouTube is changing. It's a constant evolution. I have a guy that I just actually yesterday had a conversation with my brand manager, my guy at YouTube, Francis, who I've talked about before, and this other guy. And they basically have me part of this like beta program, talking to me a little bit about some things about YouTube that I was not aware of, that directly impact my channel, that are not good. Some things going on with YouTube. They're trying to, you know, make it a more pleasurable experience for people that are coming to YouTube. But as an OG creator and somebody who is pushing the boundaries and tries to make his videos and his thumbnails and his titles as eye-catchy and poppy as possible, it's concerning. And so I don't know what the future of my channel is. I mean, I feel like I will always be able to put out content, because I don't think I fall into a very risky category in terms of the stuff that I talk about is not super like outlandish. It's not too like graphic. I'm pretty PC for the most part. And so I think that I will be able to continue doing YouTube videos unless something big happens, like YouTube is bought or they make manscaping illegal and all that good stuff. But I think I'll be making videos for a long time. I don't know what they'll look like. I don't know how it'll change. I do love what I do, but it's tough. It's challenging because I'm competing with all the young guys, right? I will not be the big YouTuber, the biggest YouTuber in this space, you know, forever. And so that's something that I'm aware of, and that's okay. I've done incredibly well. I've built an amazing audience. I love doing what I do. And so 5-year plans have never sort of been my thing. They've never worked out for me. And so in terms of YouTube, I don't know, I want to get to 10 million. Like, that's a big goal for me. But seriously, it'll probably take like another like 5 years in order for me to do that. I've been on YouTube for 10 years already, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't do anything else. And so my big plan and the goal for Alpha M is to try not to screw anything up too bad, and to keep having fun and making videos that people like and engage with an audience, and just keep having fun, because there's nothing else in this world that I would rather do than make YouTube videos. Could that change in the future? Possibly. But as of right now, in the past 10 years, still #1 on my list, and I love it. And so, I don't know. But if I find out and figure it out, I'll definitely keep you updated. The next question comes from Waleed Sabir. Wants to talk about a very touchy subject. It's not a touchy subject. For those of you who've been around for a while, Tiege Hanley tried to make a top funnel video, which is kind of like the virally video that a lot of these companies make. Everybody's seen Dollar Shave Clubs. You have Mike talking about, you know, our blades any good? No, our blades are effing amazing. And he's walking through that, like, that one video was Dollar Shave Clubs, like that was it. Like, that built that business. It was lightning in a bottle, as they say, and trying to capture that and the essence of that is very difficult. But Tiege Hanley thought, hey, let's give it a try. And so we ended up hiring an agency. We vetted a few agencies. We went with this one agency who convinced us that this was the direction, their sort of direction and script and everything was what we wanted and what we needed. And we didn't listen to our gut. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a second. He says, I know you said that you didn't feel it represented who you are, but can you please develop more? I mean, the video was a little bit on the funny side, and it represented pretty well what Tiege is about, in my opinion. So why did you still decide to use it? Why did you still decide to use it and also forget about the big cash you spent? Anyway, would you make another video if you thought it was worth it? $60,000. This was in the early days of Tiege Hanley, when $60,000 was a lot more substantial than $60,000 is, 2 years later, meaning like our business has grown a lot. But any way you shake it, 60 grand is a ton of cash. It's also a ton of cash to spend on something when you don't end up using it. That was one of the first sort of gut checks when we did that video. For those of you who missed the video, I don't know where it is or what number it is, but I did talk about sort of wasting $60,000. Maybe we can link to that down in the description, and you can check out that vlog. Anyway, we spent $60,000 on this top funnel video. Top funnel video, a lot of brands have it. Squatty Potty has one. Poopery has one. A lot of these very successful companies and brands have these amazingly well-produced, funny, shareable type of videos. And that's what we were trying to create. And so we vetted a few different agencies. They all sort of put together their big idea, and we ended up deciding on one. And we thought that this was the direction that we wanted to go. And so more than that, the company sort of convinced us that was the direction we needed to go. And on paper and when we read it, it all sounded pretty good. But when we actually got it and it was finished, it was like, it felt like it was trying too hard. And we didn't feel as a company that it represented who we were. And so, you have two options at that point. You either, hey, we spent a lot of money, we're going to try and get this out there, or you need to be like, okay, this was a very expensive, valuable learning experience, but this isn't us. This isn't who we are. And if we put that out there, that is going to shape the perception of us. And so Rob, Kelley, and I really had a gut check, and we needed to decide whether or not we were going to throw a bunch of money trying to promote this video. We were going to just kind of put it out there and see what people thought, or if we were going to just put it out there and nothing ever was going to come to it. And or I should say, the other option was not to even show it to anybody. And we didn't feel it was that bad, but we wanted to just put it out there and just kind of see what people thought. And at the end of the day, we just decided that it was definitely not on brand in terms of what we wanted to project with Tiege Hanley. And it felt like we were copying. And that's the thing that Tiege Hanley has never done from the beginning. We haven't copied anybody. We are pioneers. We are, sort of the first people that basically took skincare and made it a system and amazing products. And this vlog, I mean, this vlog is about transparency. This vlog is about helping and being valuable. And that video, it just didn't do that at all. It was just trying to be something that Tiege Hanley isn't. Not that it wasn't produced well, not that it wasn't, what they said it was going to be, but it wasn't what we felt that we should be. And so we basically were like, all right, screw it. Now, would we do another one? Maybe, possibly, but not. We know a lot more now than we did back then. And we sort of have had, a lot of lessons learned along the way that really has solidified our value proposition and what we are all about. And we are all about our customers and transparency and being one of the guys and not blowing smoke up anybody's butt. And so, we're not the tongue-in-cheek slapstick, butt soap on your face, like that kind of stuff, and picking pubes. It's like, okay. Like, that's maybe funny to like a sixth grader, but to our audience who we feel is more educated and has a more well-developed sense of humor, it was stupid. And I knew it when I was reading the script. In my head and in my heart and in my gut, I knew that it wasn't right, but I think probably Rob and Kelley did too, but we went with it because the agency, we were hiring experts. We didn't know how to create the video. And so we were letting them direct us as opposed to us planting our flag in the ground and being like, no, this is what Tiege Hanley is. This is who we are, and this is how we want this to go. And so, it was a great learning experience. Would we do it again? Like I said, we would spend money making a great brand video, and I think we will at some point. But it would look very different, and it's not going to be this, you know, lightning in a bottle thing that Dollar Shave Club was. Dollar Shave Club nailed it. You know, Poopery nailed it. Squatty Potty nailed it. There are certain videos that you can pick and that you can point to that absolutely perfected it. And interesting side note, a lot of those, I think maybe like all of those, are done by an agency, I think called like the Harmon Brothers, who they all went to, I think it's BYU. They did not do Dollar Shave Club, but they did Poopery, Fiber Fix, Squatty Potty, a lot of these, like the Purple Mattress. I mean, there are a lot of amazing commercials, and it's like they've just got magic, right? And they've got an incredible team, and the truth is that Tiege Hanley reached out to them, and we sent them product, and they decided not to work with us. I don't know why. I don't know if our budget wasn't big enough. I don't know what it was, but they respectfully declined to work with us, and that was tough, but we managed, and oh, hindsight's 2020 though, boys. You got to try things, and I think that's the best takeaway for this vlog, is that you got to be willing to fail. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. If you're not, you're never going to succeed. You just gotta go for it, right? And there are times to go for it, you know, and there are ways to be smart about it. But with this, we were doing the best job we could. We hired the agency that we thought was the right agency, and it didn't work. And so that's okay. You live and learn, and you move forward, and you know, it's okay. At the end of the day, you got to be okay with, you know, not necessarily hitting a home run every time you try something or swing the bat, but you got to swing at the pitches that are thrown. Got to swing at the pitches that are thrown, gentlemen. I think that is a perfect place to stop. Thank you so much. I feel great. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure to give it one of these. Also, if you've got a business question, down in the comments, let us know. Start it with business question, then ask your question. And then next week, we'll get to a few of your business questions, but then sort of tell you a better sort of overview of what's happening with Tiege Hanley. We got some new things happening. We got some interns starting. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I've done a bad job updating you on Tiege Hanley, but we've just had so much going on, and everybody's kind of running in different directions. But that being said, next week I'm gonna give you a little more insight as to what we're doing, some plans, some strategy, and some exciting things we've got in store. Guys, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes. We think you're incredible. We think you're handsome. We think you are the greatest thing to ever happen to Tiege Hanley since AM Moisturizer.